Baccarat. Baccarat is a fancy card game you often see in casinos. It's all about comparing two hands, player and banker. Each time they play a round, it can end in three ways. The player wins, the banker wins, or a tie. Now, this game has three main versions: Punto Banco, Baccarat Chemin de Fer, and Baccarat Banque. In Punto Banco, you must play based on the cards you're dealt, but in the other versions, both players can make choices. The banker has a bit of an advantage with the odds in their favor. So, how do you win? Well, each card has a value. The cards from 2 to 9 are worth their number of points, while 10, Jack, Queen, and King don't count for anything. Aces are worth 1 point, and forget about jokers. They don't join the game. The goal is to get a hand worth as close to 9 points as possible. Look at the last digit if the cards add up to more than 9. For example, if you have a 6 and a 7, that's 13, but you focus on the 3. The highest you can get is 9, and that's what you're aiming for. Blackjack. Blackjack is a super popular card game you find in casinos all over the world. It's played with decks of 52 cards and is part of a big family of similar games called 21. In Blackjack, you're not playing against other players. Everyone's trying to beat the dealer. The rules of Blackjack can vary a bit from one casino to another, but the casino itself usually sets them. And here's the thing. The casino always has a bit of an advantage called the house edge. This mainly comes from the fact that if the player and the dealer go over a specific number, the player loses. An interesting aspect of the game is the insurance bet, which comes into play when the dealer's face-up card is an ace. This side bet protects players against the dealer having a blackjack, offering a chance to recover some of their wager if the dealer hits 21. While it sounds appealing, savvy players often view insurance as unfavorable due to its high house edge. If you know what you're doing and follow a basic strategy, you can minimize your losses. On average, players using basic strategy lose less than 1% of their money in the long run. Watch out for games where blackjack pays 6 to 5 instead of 3 to 2. Those can increase the house edge quite a bit. And remember, if you don't stick to a basic strategy, you might give the casino an even more important advantage. Craps. Craps is a dice game where players bet on what numbers will come up when 2 dice are rolled. You can play against other players or at the casino. It's a game that doesn't need much stuff, so people often play it in casual settings like on the street. When you're playing craps, you might use particular words to talk about the bets you want to make, and sometimes you should make more than one bet at a time. For instance, you could bet $1 on certain combinations and another $1 on something else. One of the most common wagers is the pass line bet, where you win if the first roll, the come-out roll, is a 7 or 11, and lose if it's a 2, 3, or 12. If any other number is rolled, that number becomes the point, and for the pass line bet to win, the point number must be rolled again before a 7. This aspect adds a layer of excitement and strategy as players anticipate the outcome of subsequent rolls. If you win one of your bets, the dealer might use that money to cover your losses on the other bets. But if you don't want that to happen, you must ask the dealer to take down your bets. Roulette. Roulette is a popular casino game where players can bet on numbers, colors, or even whether the number will be odd. A croupier spins a wheel one way and a ball the other on a circular track. Eventually, the ball slows down and lands in one of the numbered pockets on the wheel. If you've bet on the correct number or group of numbers, you win. There are different types of bets you can make in roulette. Inside bets are when you pick specific numbers or small groups of numbers close to each other on the table. Outside bets are when you bet on more significant groups of numbers like all the red ones or all the even numbers. Depending on what you bet on, the payout changes. An interesting note is the distinction between American and European roulette. The American version includes an additional double zero pocket, leading to a higher house edge compared to the single zero found in European roulette. This small difference significantly impacts odds and potential winnings, making the European version more favorable to players. The roulette table has rules about how much you can bet. Each player must follow the minimum and maximum bet limits for their inside and outside bets. Some casinos even give players different colored chips to use on the table. You can keep betting until the dealer says no more bets or rien ne va plus, which means the ball is about to stop spinning. Poker. Poker, a card game enjoyed worldwide, involves players betting on the value of their hands according to each game's specific rules. Starting with forced bets, players strategize their actions, deciding whether to match, raise, or fold based on their hand strength and their opponent's behaviors. A critical aspect of understanding poker is knowing the hand rankings, which determine the value of the hand you're holding. From highest to lowest, the rankings include royal flush, straight flush, 4 of a kind, full house, flush, straight, 3 of a kind, 2 pair, 1 pair, and high card. Mastering these rankings is essential for assessing your hand strength and making strategic decisions. While luck is a factor, long-term success depends on players' understanding of probability, psychology, and strategic gameplay. Over the years, poker has transitioned from a niche hobby to a mainstream activity, attracting both casual players and professional competitors, with lucrative tournaments and online platforms driving its popularity. Texas Hold'em, 5-card draw, Omaha Hold'em. In Texas Hold'em, players get 2 cards and use them with 5 shared cards to make their best hand. They bet before and after seeing the shared cards, aiming to win the pot with the best hand or by bluffing. The 5-card draw is super simple. You get 5 cards and you can swap some for new ones to try and improve your hand. It's often played casually, not in big casinos or tournaments. Omaha Hold'em is like Texas Hold'em, but you get 4 cards. You pick 2 cards and 3 from the shared ones to make your hand. It's part of mixed games like horse and adds a fun twist to regular poker. Big Six Wheel. The Big Six Wheel, also called the Big Wheel or Wheel of Fortune, is a game of chance played with a large vertical wheel that a dealer spins. Each segment of the wheel has a number, and players bet on which number the wheel will stop on. The game has different variants with varying odds and symbols on the segments. In one variant called Money Wheel, commonly found in U.S. casinos, the segments have dollar bill symbols ranging from $1 to $20 and special symbols like a joker and the casino logo. The payouts depend on the emblem chosen, with lower payouts for dollar bills and higher payouts for the special symbols. However, the house advantage in this variant is relatively high, making it more challenging for the players to win. Another variant is the Dice Wheel, where the wheel segments represent combinations of 3 dice. Players bet on numbers 1 through 6, and the payouts depend on how many chosen numbers appear on the winning segment. If the number appears on 1 die, the payout is 1-to-1. On 2 dice, it's 2-to-1, and on all 3 dice, it's 3-to-1. The simplicity of Big Six Wheel makes it a favorite amongst casual gamblers. Pachinko. Pachinko is a popular game in Japan that's a mix between pinball and slot machines. People play it for fun in arcades, but it's also a form of gambling with small bets and not much strategy. Pachinko parlors, where people go to play, are common in Japan. They look a lot like casinos and often have slot machines too. The machines themselves are a mix of old-fashioned mechanical parts and modern electronics. While gambling for cash is technically illegal in Japan, Pachinko gets around this with a loophole. Players win balls while playing but can't exchange them for money directly. Instead, they trade them for unique tokens that can be sold for cash outside the parlor. This system lets people gamble legally even though it's tricky. Pachinko was a massive business in Japan that was worth billions of dollars. It even employed hundreds of thousands of people, but in recent years, the market has shrunk a lot. Fewer parlors are open and fewer machines are used as people's interests change. Slot machines. A slot machine, a fruit machine, or a poker machine is a gambling device that creates games of chance. These machines are often called one-armed bandits because of their reputation for taking players' money like a thief. They typically have a screen with reels that spin when you start the game. While older machines had a lever to pull, modern ones used buttons or touch screens. Slot machines accept different forms of payment like coins or vouchers, and payouts are based on the symbols on the reels when they stop spinning. They're the most popular form of gambling in casinos, making up about 70% of a typical casino's income. Digital technology allows for more interactive features like bonus rounds and flashy graphics. The term slot machine comes from the slots where you insert coins, while fruit machine refers to the traditional fruit symbols on the reels. Video Lottery Terminal. A video lottery terminal, VLT, also called video slots or video gaming terminal, VGT, is an electronic gambling machine often found in bars and restaurants. The region's lottery operates them and offers games like video slots and Keno. VLTs work differently depending on local laws. Some have a random number generator inside each machine, while others show results from a fixed pool controlled by a central system. The lottery monitors gameplay and collects a share of the revenue from each terminal. While players' outcomes are random, laws are in place to ensure a minimum percentage payout overall. Video Poker. You'll find video poker in casinos, like a mix between poker and a slot machine. You can play on a machine that looks like a slot machine, but instead of just pressing a button and hoping for luck, you get to make choices like in poker. You start by putting money into the machine, placing a bet and hitting the deal button. The machine gives you 5 cards, and you can choose to keep or replace any of them to try and get a better hand. The machine pays out if your final hand matches one of the winning combinations on the screen. These combinations are like the ones in regular poker, like pairs, straights, or flushes. Some machines even have special bonuses or big jackpots to make things even more exciting. Bingo. In the USA and Canada, bingo is a game where players match numbers on cards in different patterns. A host, called a caller, randomly draws balls and marks the selected numbers on tiles. If a player forms a line of marked numbers horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, they shout bingo to signal a win. Players compete to be the first to win a prize or jackpot. Players clear their cards after a win is confirmed and a new round starts. There are various ways to play bingo with different rules and patterns, and some games offer prizes for unique achievements like not matching any numbers. Keno. Keno is like a lottery game that is often found in casinos and some lotteries. Players pick numbers from 1 to 80, and then 20 numbers are randomly drawn. The payouts vary depending on how many numbers you choose and how many match those drawn. Each casino has its own payout rules called pay tables. Keno usually has a higher house edge than other casino games, meaning the casino keeps more money wagered. That's a wrap on our casino game rundown. Got a favorite or want more details on one? Drop a comment below and let us know what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more gaming insights. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.